Hi friends, if we have not met, my name is Carrie Giletto, and this is my very first process video for Craft Roulette. So for this episode, it is number 203, and the parameters were, let's see here, I've got them written down. The flip fold project, the colors are Main Street, the element is walks, and the random is heart. So, usually when I hear the parameters, my mind, there's at least one of them that my mind quickly jumps to something in my stash that's going to work for me. So, for today's episode, it was the flip fold. And if you're a lover of the Stamps of Life, you know that Stephanie Bernard, comes out with lots of different flip fold cards. So I was pretty sure I had one that the heart was the flip fold mechanism. So I thought I'm going to go look for that. So that's how I started on this project. So let's change the camera view and take a look at what I came up with. Okay, so my heart flip fold was an A1 size, but I don't really use very many A1 cards. So I wanted this to be a regular A2 card. So that is why I made a double flip fold, and it opens like this. And you can see that heart flips as well as the whole card flips. So, okay, let's get right to it, and I'll show you how I made this. So the first thing I did was grabbed a card base, and for my flip fold mechanism on the front of my card, I wanted this to be a 1.5 inch flip. So I am going to score this right at 1.5. All right, it's right here. And that is going to be the cover of the front part. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this direction. And my 1.5 is here. I'm going to take my 1.5. I'm going to fold it back. Go ahead and burnish on all those lines. And now I'm going to go ahead and set my card base aside, but it is all ready to get its flip fold parts when I get those done. So the next thing I did, I'm going to show you all the products that I picked out. This is my A1 flip card from the Stamps of Life. And then I chose a Catherine Pooler frame set that had the perfect kind of stitched rounded circle that matched the rounded circles on my flip mechanism. So I thought that would work for me, and that's a Catherine Pooler. Then when I think of taking a walk, I think of flowers. I'm a flower girl, so I went to Paige Evans' beautiful paper pad here, and I chose a couple of my favorite florals from this set. And then to get my sentiment on the inside, I used one of Tim Holtz Thinlits here. Let's see, I'm not sure exactly the name of it, but it's those large, it's a die that cuts out your large letters. And for the one that I did first, I did love you. For this one, I'm going to do hello there. So those are my products that I used. For my colors, I went to straight away, my mind thought of Main Street USA, excuse me, in Disney World. So I went ahead and I Googled Main Street USA and came up with a color palette. And some of the buildings right there on Main Street USA are the teals and the pretty yellows. And then, of course, there's some lovely brick buildings as well. So I picked out a couple different reds, the yellows and the teals, all from Main Street USA. And my paper for my flowers picked up all of those colors as well. So this was my color palette. So I cut the main die from the Flip It one time, and today I did it in the teal. And I'm going to go ahead and get this folded up. And you just fold one way and one the other way, and it's good to go. And get those burnished. Then I used my florals. Whoops, wrong one. Hold on. This one right here. I had 2 pieces of floral papers from my Paige Evans paper pad. And I cut out a section of each one. I'm just going to glue those in place. That's one of the things I love about the the Stamps of Life card dies, the card-based dies. They always have these pieces where you don't have to do a lot of measuring. You know, they give you that die that's going to cut it right out, make it perfect, and give you that nice outline. I like things to be easy, don't you? I don't always do things the easy way, but I like them to be easy if I can. Just going to glue those in place. Okay. All right, for my heart, in the stamp set, or sorry, in the die set, there's 3 different sizes of hearts. So on the front of my card, I made the largest one in a different color than what I made my base. And then I made 2 each of the red ones. And I kind of wanted the red hearts to be the only red on my card. So those are the only things that are made in those 2 colors. Oh, and my letters. I do my letters in the bright red. So for the front one, I'm going to put a backing there of yellow. I really liked going to Main Street USA to get colors that they're just so pleasing to the eye. I mean, Disney does know how to do things up pretty, that's for sure. So it was a great place to go to get a lovely color palette. Okay, so that was easy. And if you wanted an A1 card, you'd have it right there. But like I said, I am not a fan of A1s. I like mine to be A2s. So I decided to make a double flip fold. So I'm going to go ahead and put a heart on the inside. I didn't want that to be blank right there. Normally this would be right here in this place would maybe be where you write your sentiment if you were going to use this as an A1, but I'm going to make it an A2. So for this, I have cut myself some pieces to glue in place. So this one is going to go right here. And I trimmed these, so hopefully they give me a 1/8 outline around. I just wanted a little bit of white showing. And for me, card making, the only thing about it that I don't like is the measuring. I'm not a fan of using the ruler. So I do tend to eyeball it when I can. But for these, I did use my paper cutter and I measured them so that I would have that nice white outline. So this whole section right here of the card was 1.5. So I just did it 1/8 of an inch smaller so that I'd have a small white outline. All right, and I did the same for this piece. Now I'm going to open it up, and I decided I wanted a piece of my floral inside, just to kind of break up those sections. Like I said, I didn't want to use the reds anywhere except on my hearts, and I wanted some more of this floral paper because I just think it's so pretty. Slide that right in place. Now I was running out of this yellow paper on this one, so I have a heart cut out, but that's going to be okay because it's going to get covered up by my insert that I put in there. So there we go. All right, for my insert, I did take this piece right here and I cut it out of white along with my sentiment that says hello there. And when I die cut that out of white, I ended up with this piece right here. Now I could have glued it in here so that the letters were yellow, but I don't want my letters to be yellow. I want my letters to be that pretty bright red. So I've cut myself a piece of the bright red in the exact, just a little bit wider than my sentiment. I'm going to turn this piece over. I'm just going to glue my sentiment right inside. So this was not a hard card, but it was a very fun to come up with. I love the challenge of Craft Roulette, that it just really gets me going into my stash and pulling things out. You know, it might have been another 10 years before I used this heart-shaped flip fold. So here, Craft Roulette gave me the perfect opportunity to go and pull it out and use it. And that is one of my favorite things, is that it just helps me find reasons to use my whole stash, which I love. So I'm just going to glue that right in here. And let's see, before I moved it over a little bit because I kind of wanted it to be covered up. Yes, when I add my thing, I want that to fit in there so that it covers it up. So it's not perfectly centered, but mostly centered. All right, now the final thing to do when this is closed, I'm going to glue my next one right on top, centering it about like that. So I know about how much is at the top and bottom, so I'm just going to add some glue on there. Close this down and center that right on there. I'm just going to hold it a second, get that down nice. And there we go. That is how I made my double flip fold for today's challenge. The parameters. So I'll show you on this one as well. We have the flip fold twice, double flip fold. Then the Main Street colors from Main Street USA and the pretty teals and yellows and reds. The walk element would be my flowers, because you definitely see lots of flowers when you go on a walk. And the random is our beautiful heart right there on top. All right, well, thank you so much for watching my process video, and I hope to make many more. I hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.